Jesus wasn't your blonde, blue-eyed buddy. People keep peddling this fairy tale Jesus like he popped out of a Midwest cornfield with perfect teeth and a MAGA hat tucked under his robe. All fair skin and flowing locks that scream Hollywood casting call. But let's rip that bandage off quick and dirty, because the real guy was a Middle Eastern Jewish dude from Bethlehem getting squeezed under Roman boots, brown-skinned like everyone else baking in that desert sun. With hair that probably fought a comb every morning and eyes that had seen occupation since he could walk. He wasn't white, wasn't European, and sure as hell wasn't waving an American flag that wouldn't exist for another 17 centuries while preaching in Aramaic to folks who looked nothing like the sanitized paintings hanging in your grandma's church. This man practiced Judaism full throttle, hitting the synagogue, keeping the festivals, quoting the Torah like it was his lifeline, because Christianity wasn't even a sparkle in anyone's eye, yet he laid the groundwork. But he wasn't out there baptizing in his own name or building megachurches with coffee bars and light shows. The Bible drops hints about regional looks that match the locals, olive to deep brown tones toughened by the elements, not some fragile porcelain that wilts without SPF 50, and trying to bleach him into a Nordic poster boy is just lazy racism dressed up as devotion. Calling Jesus woke isn't some liberal gotcha. The guy flipped tables on money changers, ripping off the poor right in the temple, blasted religious bigshots for their hypocrisy while they sipped wine in palaces, fed crowds who had nothing, healed the outcasts everyone else spat on, and straight up told an empire to shove its hierarchy where the sun doesn't shine. That's the blueprint for challenging power, not politely asking for crumbs, and he got nailed to a cross for it because empires hate nothing more than a troublemaker who won't stay in his lane. Rome wasn't playing nice neighbor. They were the original colonizers storming in, taxing people into the ground, crucifying dissenters like it was Tuesday entertainment, enforcing rules on land that wasn't theirs with the same smug entitlement that later fueled Columbus sailing over to discover. Places already buzzing with life. Columbus didn't find squat except new ways to chain, enslave, and slaughter indigenous folks while pocketing gold and glory, kicking off centuries of theft that gets a federal holiday because admitting the truth would crash too many barbecues. And yeah, that same rotten thread of supremacy weaves through Hitler's playbook, dehumanizing entire groups to justify ovens and invasions, building an empire on the lie that some bloodlines deserve the world while others get graves, echoing every dictator who ever thought domination was destiny. The mindset doesn't die. It just changes uniforms, from Roman eagles to swastikas to whatever flag waves over modern atrocities, always convincing the masses that crushing the other is godly work. Jesus stared down that beast and called it garbage, preaching love that crossed every line the powerful drew, shelter for strangers, food for the starving, mercy over judgment. And if you told him today that refugees are invaders, the poor deserve their misery or health cares for winners only, he'd probably flip your whole worldview upside down again. A dark-skinned Jewish radical from an occupied territory wouldn't get past the border patrol these hypocrites worship, yet they slap his name on policies that spit on everything he died for. The joke's on the crowd waving crosses while building walls, because they've crafted a Jesus who hates who they hate, votes red, and keeps their privileges intact. A comfy mascot who nods along to cruelty instead of the firebrand who'd call them out as the modern Pharisees. Twisting his message to shield racism, grade, or empire building isn't faith. It's blasphemy with extra steps, repeating the same violence that hammered the nails in the first place. Real talk, following Jesus means ditching the supremacy bullshit, welcoming the outsider like he did, fighting systems that grind people down, and admitting your comfy life might sit on stolen ground or exploited backs. Anything less is cosplay, not discipleship, and the sooner these fake devotees drop the act, the closer we get to a world that doesn't crucify its saviors all over again. I just want to thank you all, like, share, and follow to stay connected. I am Santiago del Carmen Maria, the Queen of Crowning Thoughts, because I say it like it is. Copyright 2025 independent writer, Crowning Thoughts truth speaker, AI video content creator, writer, blogger, Santiago, DC. Maria. All rights reserved.